Another thing that I wanted to throw at you, this kind of goes with writing. It totally goes with writing, but one of the things I've been doing is playing Mortal Kombat 11,
Sure.
the game, and they have a story mode on there, and I think that that is some of the best cinematic writing, not really dialogue, but just the story of it, because it's very Marvel Cinematic Universe type thing. So the storyline that's been going from Mortal Kombat 9 all the way up until this one has been just so fascinating. Do you know anything about it?
I don't know anything. I didn't know. I thought the storyline was, or the story mode in those games is basically like round one, fight, and then fight, and then it's like, okay, like you have ascended to the next level. Like, let's continue round one, fight. Like that's it. Isn't that it?
No, there's a round two also.
Okay.
But no, it's like we'll have to get into it at some other point, but it's so fascinating because you'll look at it and you'll be like, oh, these two characters are sisters and their dad is like this insane warlord tyrant, and you're like, oh, Gamora and Nebula and Thanos. This is so fascinating. But comic books existed before Mortal Kombat, and then Mortal Kombat happened, and then Marvel Cinematic Universe happened, and now they're really delving into the Mortal Kombat story and elongating that, and it's all kind of jumbling together, and it's just so interesting to see it in a different way and see a video game do it better than the DCE universe. So...
Oh, really?
Oh, fuck yeah.
But your example was Marvel. Are you saying like they're like...
Yeah, no, I'm saying like Marvel's doing it the best, obviously, because you have actual actors and real people.
Yeah.
But then you have a video game that the story mode is more fascinating and put together and cohesive, if you actually pay attention, than the DC Extended Universe.
Right. Interesting. Okay. I'm down.
It's really fascinating.
I'm about Mortal Kombat. I didn't grow up with the movies, so I'm not as emotionally invested in it. But like, the concept, and I it's Mortal Kombat. We play Deadly Alliance all the time. I'm gonna stab your knees with my sai, and you're gonna bleed everywhere. It's awesome.
Well, Deadly Alliance is like the one that really started the story mode because, like the beginning of the games will have like an intro for the thing, and then it'll explain through, a quest. You can they used to have Conquest on PS2. So you kind of go through the story and like learn about these things, and it didn't really have a weight to the thing. And then Deception was more of the same, and then I think Armageddon was the next one that came out. And the whole idea of Armageddon was that all of these fighters existing have now made the fabric of time weaved or whatever. Like it's too much for the fabric of time to take, so all these fighters have to compete to win the title of whatever. So then Shao Kahn wins and kills Raiden, and you don't see that until the next game, which is Mortal Kombat 9. And then that one starts with him about to get killed, and he sends a message to his previous self at the beginning of all of this stuff. So the Mortal Kombat 9, the story mode, is you basically re-seeing all the events as they played out, but like with subtle changes here and there as Raiden's trying to like, fix time so it doesn't explode like it did that previous time.
Okay.
It's really
interesting.
Yeah.
So are you saying he goes to the beginning of like the original games?
Yes. The events of Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3 are all in Mortal Kombat 9.
How do they portray these events, though? Because, like, I'm not trying to be an asshole. It literally is just a fighting game, right? Like, how are you getting a storyline in there?
There's a story. So if you... On the Sega Genesis and the arcade, all that stuff, there's, like, these, like, slides that happen. So... It's been this way since the beginning, but there is a story. It's like a Star Wars crawl that happens at the beginning of the game. So this crawl goes up and it explains the whole story. And the story of the first one is that Goro has won 9 out of 10 Mortal Kombat championships. And if he wins 10, then Earth realm which is Earth here. We are subjected like slavery and death or whatever because of the Mortal Kombat championship. Liu Kang, in the actual cohesive story, wins, so therefore Shang Tsung doesn't have power and Goro is defeated and all that stuff. So this is so fucking nerdy. I
cannot believe you know all this.
It's just
I've never
years
heard you talk like this.
It's years of being into Mortal Kombat. I really never have told anybody about this, but
I'm like fascinated because I'm like, God, I wish I knew something this well. This is amazing.
Well, this is also the movie. This is the first movie is basically the events of the first game, and the second kind of. It's weird how all that worked. But anyway, so the first game, Liu Kang wins, so he's the champion. And then Shao Kahn grants Shang Tsung the gift of like life. So basically he fails, but then he gives him like the ability to be young again. So they have like another competition, and it's now like trying to beat Earthrealm's defenders, so like Jax and Sonya and Liu Kang and Johnny Cage and all these fighters, and then they win again. So then Shao Kahn tries to merge realms, so he tries to merge Outworld and Earthrealm, and that's when the events of 3 take place, and then he loses obviously, and then 4, the big bad guy is Shinnok, who is an elder god, so is Raiden. And then it all gets muddy. Because there's no recap for those games yet, because we're now on an alternate
They're the Netflix
course
of games.
Yes. So 4, 5, and 6 basically don't happen anymore because we're now into a new timeline.
Right.
But it's really fascinating.
Okay, if we're on this topic, I just have to ask. I have a couple things. There's a new Mortal Kombat movie coming out.
Yes.
And it was produced by James Wan.
Yes.
So that's cool.
It's great. It's going to be R-rated, and
really it is. I did not know that.
Yep.
Who's directing it? Do you know?
I don't know, but it's a lot of Asian people, and I love that.
Yeah, that's certainly. I'm all about diversity.
Well, it's like it's not just diversity. It's like the original games have, and all that have. It's very Asian culture. It should always be that. And then a lot of the time they try to whitewash everything.
Oh, totally.
But yeah, who's directing this? Simon McQuoid.
Don't know who that is.
I don't either. This is his first movie.
How about the actors? Anyone I would know? They're all like unknowns. It's not a bad thing.
No one I think you would know.
Interesting. I know a lot of people.
Josh Lawson is playing Kano. Do you know who that is?
Sounds familiar, but no, I can't pin it at all.
There's a movie on Hulu, I think, still, about George Lazenby becoming James Bond.
Oh yeah.
And when they do flashback, like he's telling the story, and then when they do the flashbacks, Josh Lawson plays him.
I want to see that movie. I've heard that.
Dude, watch it. That movie's fucking hilarious. It was great. I really liked it.
I will put that on my list. And then the other one, I'm going to get out of here soon because I'm going to make some dinner.
Yeah, I got to go too. I gotta edit the whole thing.
Right, but first of all, I almost wonder. This is a long episode. Maybe this should be like a 7-minute thing. I don't know, just an idea. But I just wanted to say, fuck, Mortal Kombat. Oh no, on Hulu, there's an original horror movie with Sarah Paulson from American Horror Story and American Crime Story called Run. Have you heard of this? Where her daughter's in a wheelchair. It's like the most viewed movie on Hulu ever. And you should watch a trailer, maybe. I almost feel like maybe we should watch it separately and then talk about it because it's like a major thing right now.
Okay, I'll write it down.
Okay, and then I was just curious. Did you ever finish Mortal Kombat, the movie, the series of movies that were put together with, that web series?
Oh, Mortal Kombat Legacy.
Yeah, was that any good? I always
yeah.
wanted to watch it. I never did finish it though.
Those were great. I mean, it's like overacting extraordinaire, but it's you know, I mean, what else do you expect from a YouTube series?
Right.
But what it was great. But each episode is broken down basically into certain characters. So you'll get the backstory of, you know, Scorpion and Sub-Zero and Katana and Melina, who are the sisters I was talking about earlier. But it's all just really fascinating to watch because it's like it's something that the creators have been doing for over 20 years. Mm-hmm. Like as old as we are, like almost 30 years, they've been involved in the creation of all this stuff, and they've been at the forefront of, like, you know, converting 2D to 3D. Like Mortal Kombat 4 is in 3D, and it's just so fascinating to see.
Nice.
Like just the passion behind all that, and then the whole first game came out of they were gonna have Jean-Claude Van Damme be a character in the game, and then he like said no because he had Street Fighter, like he was I think about to do that movie or something. Mm-hmm. And then so they just ended up turning it into well, you know, Johnny Cage, but he's based on Jean-Claude Van Damme, and then Liu Kang is based on Bruce Lee from Enter the Dragon. And, you know, the Raiden with the pointy hat, that's based on Big Trouble in Little China. With the electric, the you know.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah. So,
yeah, the lightning that they have there. God, that's a good movie.
So all that stuff, it's just inspired by these things that they grew up watching and loving. And then they made a fucking video game. And it caught on from there. I've just followed it the whole time. I really love Mortal Kombat, and it's incredibly violent now, and it's amazing.
Yeah. Well, you reminded me I have to watch Big Trouble in Little China. I haven't seen that in years. That's the best movie of all time.
It's one of the best.
It's
classic.
Amazing. Yeah, it is. I always forget about that for some reason. I used to watch it all the time.